plants, and this is a typical one, it's a piece of privet hedging. When it's dormant, i.e. It's this time of year, between November and March is the time to do the planting. And when it's dormant, it needs nothing apart from it doesn't need the sun, it doesn't need oxygen, and it doesn't need water. It needs none of these things. So we're allowed to do something quite unnatural. We're allowed to send this material, nature allows us to send this material by post anywhere in the UK. Typically, when the plant arrives from the courier, it comes in a form like this. It's a cardboard box with our company logo on it. Right, so take it out of the box, package to one side, typically take the plant out of the plastic bag to one side and have a look at it. At this point, you try and count them. In this case there's two shrubs in the box, so you compare that against your order form. You've ordered 2, that's you ticked 2, and you've received 2, and it's now time to cut the string. We have a plant. It's got a root, a shoot, and some stems, and it's inherently a rugged thing because it's evolved to be out of the ground and in open air and in the sunshine and all the weather conditions that pertain during the winter. The plant is very, very clever because it shuts itself down in the winter, and we call it dormant. It shuts itself down in the winter so that it doesn't have to deal with the rigours of nature over the period from November through to March. The roots on the other hand are down at the bottom here, and they're fibrous materials, and they're a lot more delicate than the stem, a lot more delicate, and you have to ask yourself, why is that? Well, because it's not natural for roots to be out of soil. When they're out of the soil, they have 2 basic enemies. One is frost, and the other one is a drying wind. Both of these are not good for roots, so keep them out of frosty conditions and away from drying winds. And one of the ways to do that is to plunge them into soil. So temporarily you find a home for it in the soil, and I'll show you how to do that. You just dig a small hole, take the bundle, cover up the roots as best you can and give it a bit of a stamp down, protecting it from frost and from drying winds. That's all you're trying to do, storing it there until you're ready to do your work, lining out your hedge or planting your trees.